Are mountains real? For me they are real. I will share my truth about them. My contact with mountains is not only the contemplation of nature. I am a climber. While climbing, I have direct contact with the rock. Touching the rock and finding support for my hands and feet make me experience a magical connection with nature. Something truly mystical. I learn to be here and now. Climbing is a training of mindfulness. A form of meditation. To overcome my fear, I have to trust the rock. Believe in my physical endurance and technical skills. I need to make sure I have a safe belay so that if I fall off the wall, I don't end up on the scree. Imaginary Fear is the first of 6 works in a series entitled Nature's Sanctuary. Each of them is an expression of my direct relationship with mountain nature. The paintings presented at the exhibition are painting impressions. I created them in 2020. At that time I came back to painting after many years of creating graphics in digital technology. I get satisfaction from being able to touch the surface of the painting with my hand. The plane on which I want to leave a mark resists. Just like the rock when I am climbing. Often, a line or patch instinctively applied becomes more accurate than the programmed effects of a computer program. The matter and structure of the surface and the texture of the image are important in the painting. It is it that, together with color, what arranges the visual space. The divisions of the plane help to close the composition. I return to the technique I developed in the early 1990s. It consists in multiple layers of paint on cardboard. First, the natural wood stains. Then tempera paints. I make my own paints with egg binder. This creates a base from which I scrape away previously applied layers of paint with razor blades and scalpels, leaving traces of sharp tools. I also use asphalt paints for painting. The combination of these means makes the paintings more expressive and suggestive. Touching the Void is the work that I realized after an unlucky attempt to climb the Croix de Tony Peak in the Dolomites. During the approach to the belay position in the fragile terrain, I fell several tens of meters, stopping on a rock shelf 200 meters above the valley floor. I was lucky to survive. I broke several facial bones and fractured my thumb. My mindfulness training was put to the test. The Dolomites are not the only mountain theme in my works. I also often go to the Tatras and the Alps. After an expedition to the highest peak of Austria, I made a digital graphic entitled Großglockner. This graphic was created in 2012 and it expresses my subjective view of this mountain. I have been making digital graphics for 20 years. Using etchings and pencil drawings. I scanned them and processed them in Photoshop. I never used photographs in digital graphics. It took me several months to complete one work. Sometimes I went back to some of them even after a year to change something. Graphics intended for exhibitions were printed in large formats. It is impossible to leave out camping under the mountain wall and the sea. Harm of sleeping in a multi-star hotel under the open sky. It is an extremely pleasurable experience, especially on a clear night. Such a hotel could be my home. My truth about the mountains comes from my own story, experiences of the mountain nature, emotional experiences and sensitivity to artistic metaphors.